Hey guys, welcome back to the beginner lesson series. In this video, we are going to be playing through an E major bar chord scale. This is, we can call it an exercise that will be great for many reasons. One, you're going to be working on bar chords, obviously, which is probably the main reason you're here. Two, you're going to learn what an E major scale is and how that becomes an E major chord scale. So you'll be able to find some root notes around the guitar. If you don't already know what those are, we're going to go through that. We're going to learn the most commonly used bar chord shapes, which is going to be major, minor, and dominant 7. And you're going to understand how these are born out of open chord shapes. I think that's the most important thing to realize, which can maybe be difficult to see for some. But once you start playing around with it, I think it'll click. But I'll go through that here. So all of these chords are going to be based off of chord shapes that you are most likely already familiar with. Outside of one, there's going to be an oddball chord in there. I'll point it out when we get there, and it's one that I wouldn't really worry about. It's just to complete the chord scale. So all of our chords are going to be based off of E major, all right, E minor, and E7 or E dominant 7. All right, so we're going to think of these all as 6-string chords, just as we do when we learn our E major, E minor, and E7 chords. So to point out how all of these shapes are connected to these open position chords, give you a little visual here. So here I'm playing open, 2, 2, 1, open, open for my E major chord. If I want this to be a movable shape, I can't just shift these fingers and then play the chord the exact same way. So now I'm going to be on open, 3, 3, 2, open, open, and it's not going to sound great. And the reason for that is because I need to move the open strings that I was playing over here up 1 fret as well, and that's where the bar comes into play, right? So if I move these fingers up, then I need to take my open strings and position them at the 1st fret now. So to demonstrate that, I'm just going to play an E major chord with fingers 2, 3, and 4 there. Instead of using my 1st finger, I shift these strings 5, 4, and 3 up 1 fret, and I can use my index finger to bar the other strings, and now I have a movable shape. So this index finger, the bar, is replacing the nut there, right? Where the nut was taking care of the open strings with my standard E, it can't do that anymore, obviously, because it is not mobile. So my index finger has to play that role. Same thing for an E minor chord. Open, 2, 2, open, open, open. I move these 2 up. I need to move all of those open strings, 6, 3, and 2, and 1 up as well. And that's where I have to change these fingers. You might see some people play it with 2 and 3, but I wouldn't recommend it. So instead of using 2 and 3, I'm going to use 3 and 4. Move up, place the bar. Now everything that I was playing has moved up 1 fret. And then we have a movable shape. Okay? So those are the 3 main shapes we're dealing with here. Now, our E major scale, I'm going to play on string 6 only. That's where our root notes, or where we can visualize our root notes at. So E, open string 6, F sharp on string 6 fret 2, that's and then G sharp on string 6 fret 4, A on fret 5, B on fret 7, C sharp on fret 9, D sharp on fret 11, and then E fret 12. So that was open, 2, 4, 5, 7, 9, 11, 12, 11, 9, 7, 5, 4, 2, open. Or E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D sharp, E, D sharp, C sharp, E, A, G sharp, F sharp, E. Each one of those notes is going to correspond to a chord, the root of a chord in the key of E major. So I can't remember if I mentioned this at the beginning of the video, but these are all the major and minor chords plus the dominant 7th chord that exist in the key of E major. So if it's ever been a mystery to you how to know which chords get used in a specific key, this is giving you that information. We're not going into the whole theory behind it and explaining that, but these are the chords that you would use for E major. Are there other options? Sure. This stuff can expand quite a bit. But if we're talking about popular music, most of being utilized, major, minor, and dominant 7 chords. That's most music in general. And it gives you tons of stuff to play around with and chords that you know will work together, and find those chords in different positions, so on and so forth. So let's go through it here. We've got E major. That's our 1 chord. F sharp minor. That's our 2 chord. G sharp minor. That's our 3 chord. A major. That's our 4 chord. B7. That's our 5 chord. It could also be major, but I'm making it a dominant 7, so we practice learning that shape as well. C sharp minor. This is going to be the funky one right here. D sharp minor 7 flat 5. Don't overthink it. I'm going to go over the frets and the strings here in a second. And then E major. So the chords that belong to the key of E major, as far as major, minor, and dominant 7 chords are concerned: E major, F sharp minor, G sharp minor, A major, B7, C sharp minor, D sharp minor 7 flat 5, and then I'm finishing up there with E up at the 12th fret. So you can hear the scale in there. If I were to just hold the chord shapes but only play string 6, you're going to hear that E major scale again. Sorry. So that chord up here, the D sharp minor 7 flat 5, weird fingering. If you want to skip it, just skip it. Feel free. It's not that big of a deal. It's something that would get utilized more in jazz. But if you want to challenge yourself, go for that as well. So I've got finger 2 on string 6 fret 11, finger 3 on string 4 fret 11, finger 4 on string 3 fret 11, and finger 1 on string 2 fret 10. I'm skipping 5, and I'm not playing 1 either. Okay, so real quick, I'm going to go through those fret numbers. E major, F sharp minor, 2, 4, 4, 2, 2, 2. G sharp minor, 4, 6, 6, 4, 4, 4. A major, 5, 7, 7, 6, 5, 5. B7, 7, 9, 7, 8, 7, 7. C sharp minor, 9, 11, 11, 9, 9, 9. D sharp minor 7 flat 5, 11, 11, 11, and 10. And E major again here, 12, 14, 14, 13, 12, 12. So, if you're just getting into bar chords, just take it little by little, play around with the shapes. I would say in a higher position, All right, you don't have to play this chord scale. I'm just giving you a little bit more information to get out of it as you're getting comfortable with bar chords. But you can just take the major shape, minor shape, and dominant seventh shape in one position that feels good and is a little bit easier to press the strings down and feels comfortable for the position of your arm. And then you can get into this. So if you're just getting into it, you can dial it back however you see fit. And then vice versa, once you're feeling real comfortable with it, then you can kind of play around with moving your hand from one chord to another and make up a strum pattern. Just kind of play around, make some music up, maybe find something that you like. That's it, guys. We're going to do this for 2 more videos. Next one is going to be with the A shape, and then the one after that is going to be with D shape chords. See you in those videos. Thanks.